Hey guys, SaveAsUntitled here, and I'm here to give you a couple tips on how to get farther in Spec Ops. And yes, my friend is being an idiot, trapped me in corner here. So let's get into the first tip. Tip number 1. It is pretty subtle, but you can reload while you're buying stuff from the store. It's really helpful on big maps where you have to run to get something, and then you have to buy something and then get back to your camping spot really quickly. It saves you a lot of time, and it's very helpful. And also, if you don't want to reload, just buy ammo, and you don't have to reload. It saves you a lot of time too, and ammo is very cheap. Tip number 2. You can shoot down air support with your guns. Instead of using Predator missiles, which is a waste of money in my opinion, because you can just buy ammo back if you have a heavy machine gun. Like I like to do, I like to have the M16 red dot with grip, but that's just my opinion. But you can shoot down air support really easy with heavy machine guns, and you don't have to waste all that money on Predators. And you don't have to run out there and be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a Predator. Oh, the helicopter, and I'm dead. I'm very crazy if you haven't watched my videos before, but on to the next tip. Tip number 3, you can have more than one perk than your self-revive perk. You might think your self-revive perk counts as your one perk, but you can actually have one added to that. You can't have, like, extreme conditioning and steady aim. You can only have a steady aim and a quick revive, or whatever it's called. And you need to get to a high level to get the best perk, which is obviously sleight of hand. Extreme conditioning is also pretty good, but it's also high level. And this next tip will help you out with that. But I wanted to check real quick if the care packages kill you on the way down, and it doesn't. It just goes right through you, which is kind of disappointing. That'd be awesome. It was just like, hey, look, I called in my perk. No, I'm down? No! Tip number 4, leveling up in Spec Ops also levels you up in survival. So this is a very little known tip to my knowledge. The points you get in Spec Ops doing missions, especially this one, I can't think of what it's called, but the person chooses to be in the AC-130, you get a ton of points really quickly. So it's very good if you want to level up fast and you really don't want to play through survival on the lower levels. It's really helpful, and getting sentry guns early and having the big tools to get you far really early is much helpful. And on to next tip. Tip number 5, riot shields can break. You might have not gotten the use of riot shield. You can pick them up from the riot shield squads if you call them in. More information on that later. But riot shields break. You may think they're like this OP weapon that would be very great to use, but they break pretty easily after about like 100 bullets or so. So you can't just sit in the corner and be like, ha ha, I get a riot shield. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It just, don't use riot shields. It's not worth it. Just use another gun. Okay, these next 3 tips are going to be very vital, and they'll help you survive to a lot later rounds than you normally used to. This first one's pretty obvious, but let's get into it. Using sentry guns. You gotta put sentry guns in good spots, but don't expect them to get every single person that walks by. You can't have a sentry gun in your back and expect to never die from your back. They will die pretty easily, but you gotta use them tactically, and you gotta use them to help your back out. You can't... They help you get through it a lot, but they're not gonna be your saving grace. The Delta Squad. The Delta Squad are a very good kill streak, especially the Riot Shield Delta Squad, because they distract the enemies from you. Not so much that they kill them, they're pretty good at killing them too, but mostly they do in distraction, as you can see in these couple of clips. But sometimes the Delta Squad might get in your way, especially when you're in Spec Ops and you have 2 when you have 2 Riot Squads. So your reaction, like me right here, might be something like this. Come on, move. Oh, what are you doing? Come on, come, jump. I don't need to look at the ground. But riot squads are still very helpful, even though they get in your way. It's usually they only get in your way in between rounds or when rounds are ending, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like a game-breaking glitch. And moving on to the final section of this guide is Juggernauts. Juggernauts may seem really tough and everything, but they are not at all. The first thing you want to use to make them much easier, Flashbangs. You throw a Flashbang at him, he's stunned for 3 seconds, you're going to get like 30 bullets into him, and his health is already way down. Flashbangs make Juggernauts a joke, pretty much, if you use them right. If you throw 2 stuns, it's not going to keep them stunned for longer. He's going to come back. You need to stun him, and then when he starts shooting again, chuck another stun, he'll be out for the count. But the one thing you want to use with stuns is C4. C4 does so much damage on the Juggernauts. As you can see right here, I get a double kill on round, I forget what round it is. It's around like round 20 on 2 Juggernauts with just like 5 C4. It's ridiculous how much damage they do to it, but you want to get the C4 right under them. And RPGs also work pretty good. Two RPGs right around the Juggernaut will kill them, but they take up your weapon slot. So if you have like another weapon slot and you see the Juggernauts coming, picking up an RPG, you'll take them out, but you'll have to get a weapon back for it. So that ends my quick little guy here, some advanced tips to Spec Ops. I hope you enjoyed, and I've been SaveAsUntitled. I'll be putting up more survival content. If you want a more basic guide, like how to camp in a corner with an M60, put stuff. I don't know, but if you want a more basic guide or you want a map per map guide, this guide's really for like all the maps. If you want a map per map guide, just ask, leave a comment, and I'll be happy to do it. So I've been SaveAsUntitled, and I'll see you guys next time.